Welcome to Motivation with Mark. Have you ever had a big dream, one that feels so huge it almost seems silly, and then immediately heard that little voice in your head list all the reasons why it will never happen? You're not good enough, you don't have enough time, you're too old, too young, too inexperienced. What if you could silence that voice? Today's story is about two powerful forces, the value of the time you have right now and the incredible power of self-belief. This is the story of a young woman named Anya and the hourglass. Anya worked as a junior illustrator, spending her days creating simple graphics for a company that barely noticed her. But in the evenings, she would pour her soul into her sketchbook, dreaming of one day creating a full-length graphic novel. Her story was intricate and beautiful, but the task felt monumental. She would look at the blank pages and think, someday, when I have more time, I'll really focus on this. Someday was her favorite word, a magical place where all her dreams conveniently lived, always just out of reach. Her life was a cycle of working, commuting, and feeling too tired to create, constantly postponing her passion for a future date that never arrived. She didn't believe she had the talent or the discipline to see such a huge project through. Her self-doubt was a constant, whispering companion. One rainy Tuesday, feeling particularly stuck, she visited an old antique shop to escape the weather. An elderly shopkeeper was dusting a collection of peculiar items. Anya's eyes fell on a beautiful, ancient-looking hourglass. The sand inside was a peculiar blue, and the wood was dark and worn. The shopkeeper noticed her gaze. "Ah, the procrastinator's glass," he said with a kind smile. "It doesn't measure hours like a clock. It measures something else. It's yours if you want it. Just remember, it only works once." Intrigued, Anya bought it for a few coins and took it home. She placed it on her desk next to her sketchbook. The next evening, she sat down, determined to finally draw a full page. Almost immediately, the old doubts flooded in. "This isn't good enough. What's the point? You should just watch a show instead. You have time later." As she had this thought, she watched the hourglass. To her shock, a small portion of the blue sand in the top bulb vanished. It didn't fall to the bottom, it simply disappeared into thin air. A cold realization washed over her. The hourglass didn't measure time passing, it measured time wasted. It measured the moments lost to doubt, fear, and procrastination. Every time she hesitated, every time she belittled her own ability, every time she chose to scroll mindlessly instead of create, she literally watched her most precious resource evaporate before her eyes. It was the most terrifying and motivating thing she had ever seen. The value of time was no longer an abstract concept. It was a visual, visceral reality. This sparked a revolution within her. She could not stand to see another grain disappear. The next time a doubt crept in, "You're not a real writer," she would look at the hourglass, take a deep breath, and counter it with a new belief. "But I am learning. My voice matters." She would then force herself to draw a single line, just one, and the sand remained. She started to see that self-belief wasn't a feeling she had to wait for. It was a decision she could make in each moment. It was a muscle she could strengthen with action. She stopped waiting for large blocks of someday time. She realized the value of tiny moments. She dedicated her 20-minute coffee breaks to brainstorming dialogue. Her 30-minute train commute became her sketching time. She protected these small pockets of time with ferocity because she understood their immense worth. The hourglass became her mirror, reflecting her mindset back at her. A moment of doubt cost her sand. A moment of courageous action preserved it. Her graphic novel began to grow, not in massive leaps, but in consistent, tiny increments. She was no longer waiting to believe in herself to start. She was starting, and through starting, she was building belief in herself. The two forces, self-belief and valuing her time, fed each other. The more she used her time well, the more her confidence grew. The more her confidence grew, the more she valued her time and protected it from negativity. One evening, she put the final pen stroke on the last page. She looked up at the hourglass. A small amount of blue sand still remained in the top bulb, shimmering under the light of her desk lamp. She had done it. She had not vanquished all doubt forever, but she had learned to act despite it. She had learned that self-belief is built, brick by brick, minute by minute, with the choices we make right now. She had learned that time is not a limitless resource to be squandered, but the very currency of our dreams. The next day, she packaged her graphic novel and sent it to a publisher. She then picked up the hourglass, walked back to the antique shop, and placed it on the counter for the next person who needed to see the truth. She didn't need it anymore. The lesson was etched not in sand, but in her soul. And that is the powerful dual lesson from Motivation with Mark. Anya's story shows us that self-belief and the value of time are not separate ideas. They are deeply intertwined. You cannot truly value your time without believing that what you do with it matters. And you cannot build self-belief without using your time to take action and prove your own capabilities to yourself. That voice of doubt will always be there, but you have another voice, a quieter, stronger one, the voice of belief. You must choose which one to listen to, and you must understand that every time you choose doubt, you are wasting the most valuable asset you have, the present moment. Someday is a myth. The only time you ever have is now. Don't wait to feel confident to start. Start now, and confidence will follow. Use your time, no matter how small the fragment, to take one step, however tiny, toward your goal. Protect your time from the thieves of procrastination and negativity. Believe that your dream is worth the minutes and hours of your day. Believe that you are capable of learning, growing, and achieving. Your time is finite. Your potential is not. This is Mark signing off from Motivation with Mark. Remember, believe in yourself fiercely and value your time accordingly, for that is the combination that unlocks every door. Now, go make your sand count.